The String Ninjas Podcast.
Come get some. Don't have time to play with myself.
Take it easy. We're the good guys.
Hail to the king, baby.
The String Ninjas Podcast.
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. And then you come.
Right, okay. Welcome to the
the
Amy
Amy
Montgomery
Montgomery.
podcast
Woo!
2.0. This is our second take at doing this.
Yeah.
We did it the other week and the quality wasn't great. So we decided rather than putting it out and making it look shite, we'll have another bash at it and see what we can do. But I think I'm going to release the just for a laugh, just for fucking patrons or something. Just be like, here, look at the shite.
Aye.
You know, even just the audio version of it, we'll just fire it in and see what comes of it. Like.
Well, I was actually feeling quite thankful because I disclosed some very top secret information in the last episode.
Oh shit, did you?
Remember last time we were doing this?
Oh,
All
aye.
right.
The 1.0.
All right. Is this the
Involving-
Switzerland?
1.0.
One,
Oh,
the
your
1.0.
Toblerone smuggling endeavours, that's what it was?
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
numerous things. So I'm glad that we're doing this again, to be honest.
Sorry, we're going to bring all those things up again because they were too good to not do
I was
again.
going to say there's been one thing sticking in my head for 2 weeks.
Your
and it
dad
was-
doing lines of coke while you were parading around. Remember you were telling us your dad was throwing his knickers in the air and doing lines of coke at the gig? That's 100% true. That's 100%. That's what you said.
Fucking Monty, what a legend.
That's right. That you were your baps flew out. You got your baps out for your dad. That's what it was.
I actually had a second there of going,
Your dad's at the wrong gig and you're going, where's my daddy? He's supposed to be here.
He's
supporting
meant to
me."
be at Lady Boys of Bangkok. What the fuck's going on here?
So yeah, there was all sorts of shit, like, wasn't there? So yeah, so
Yeah.
2.0. Let's
Take it
give
away.
Give
to
it a
be
go.
revived.
To be revived. Revisaged, revised is the way it is. But yeah,
So, Teal.
Talking about revised and bringing things back to life, I did my first aid course the other week, so I'm a fully qualified first aider.
fuck.
That works out.
That's
'cause
secret because
he
I've been
may
having
die.
heart troubles all fucking week. I've been having heart
I know,
palpitations.
I saw
Left,
you
right, and
posting
centre.
online about this.
It's been doing my bollocks in, so I'm gonna go down to the A&E after this.
Yeah, after this.
Just 'cause
You might need it after
it's,
this.
yeah, it's bound to give me heart failure of some description. Like, yeah.
If you do die, this will have been your epitaph.
Yeah, but then hey, the problem is, it's like, see when you go like, they're like, if you hurt your leg and you go, I've got a sore leg, and then you get a twinge that is not to do with your sore leg in your leg, you're like, they're connected, you know, like,
Yeah,
like everything,
that's true.
everything's fucking. So it's that way. So I'd be like sitting there, and I know I'm getting these fucking heart palpitations, and then I'd be like, I get like a sore back, and I'm like, a heart attack. That's a heart attack starting, you know, sore back, you know, because
I can't believe that you've waited so long.
I
was reading your posts on Facebook going, why is this dude not just taking
yeah,
himself
because
to
I've
hospital?
been like 3 times before, and it's all. The thing is, the A&E, as good as they are, they take you in and they do the test, and they only ever do like one test on you, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? And they go,
yeah.
it wasn't what we thought it was, so you're fine. See you later. Whereas, you know, because they take the bloods off you once, and they send that away for a specific test.
Yeah.
So
So,
then
they
they're like-
don't test for anything else.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because there's like, surely there's enough blood there to fucking, you know, to test for multiple things. Like, but
Is there not like an ethical thing whereby, like, for example, they do a blood test and they can't just randomly test you for HIV?
They should. there should be just one computer thing, and it just comes up like Games Master, the big giant head.
Yeah.
He goes, "Hello there, you've got AIDS."
Yeah.
That would be great.
You
Hepatitis.
have AIDS. Du, 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 du.
You've got AIDS.
Oh, dear.
Not HIV, but full-blown AIDS.
What's that out of? Family Guy?
Family Guy, yeah.
Family Guy, yeah. I was wondering there because I got what do you call it? Team America. Everyone has AIDS. AIDS. Yeah.
There's been a
The
couple
Pope
of
has got him, and so
Yeah,
do
oh,
you.
She knows. She's got that fucking drum down. She knows.
Come on, everybody, we've got quilting to do. AIDS.
There's been a few Team America references.
Sorry.
Go on. Fucking take it away.
We're scatting. We're going to be scatting here. The whole night. Not even here, covered in shade. Beep up, beep up, up. Oh fuck! Get that away from me.
Fucking Satchmo or Sasquatch? Is that what he was? No, Louis Armstrong. What they call him? What? Louis Armstrong had a nickname.
Satchmo? Fucking Satchmo?
No, he had a nickname. Because he used to scat.
Louis?
Louis.
Louis leg wiggling?
No, legit. He had a nick. Sorry, I'm really hungover. I'm trying to piece this together. Hold
Am
on.
I the only one here who's at all professional?
I was about to
No,
say you
what do
the
you
only one- the only one here who's healthy, and I was like, nah, because you've
Have
got
you
fucking.
not seen my blazer that I'm wearing today?
It's good. It looks like you've just come out of school. Looks like, but a really funky school.
Yeah, funky school.
Where they don't
the
have
school,
grades.
The school of life.
You know?
Dude, man,
Let's
dog,
say
bro.
Man, dog, bro. Okay. Man, bear, pig. That's me.
That's gonna bug the life out of me.
What's going to bug a life?
Louis Armstrong's nickname.
Leg wiggling.
What?
'Cause he was Armstrong, so he was a leg wiggling.
Oh
That's what we
Jesus!
used to call a guy in our class. Leg wiggling.
Oh fuck! Oh mate.
It was primary school. I hadn't developed, subtlety.
What was the worst nicknames you ever heard at school?
What's the worst nickname you've ever
Like
had?
that I've been called,
Or you know somebody else that had?
I don't know what the word. I've never really had any bad nicknames.
I've had a
Had
few.
like Monty,
Mm.
but Husky. Someone called me
Yeah.
Husky. the other
Husky?
week. Yeah.
Because of your voice, or just
Yeah.
because you're on a lead walking walking down the fucking house.
Hey!
Walked into a pub and this old boy goes, "All right, Husky, how's it going?" I was like, "You're calling me Husky?"
It's very strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
I had a
But
few.
no bad ones.
I had a
like.
few growing up. My mum dressed me up for my first communion as the angel out of Greece. Did a beauty
Oh,
school
yeah.
drop by.
Oh my
She dressed me up
God.
in a pure white tuxedo.
I need to see
with
that
a,
photo.
with a red handkerchief.
Siobhan said that.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. So everybody called me Snowball for years.
Sorry.
And then, do you remember Toffos, the sweets?
Yeah.
So there was an advert came out when I was maybe going in the first year, and it was for Toffos, and I looked like the wee lad in the Toffo ad, so I used to get called Toffo all the time.
Really?
Aye.
They're two really bizarre nicknames.
Very bizarre.
Yeah.
I had two nicknames.
Wankstein was the other one.
One was. I had.
Well, that one applies, you know.
To everything. Aye.
I,
All
in
Wankstein.
primary school, I got called Spud because my name's not Murphy, but we were told to. It was one of them. Looking back on it, you're like,
Is this a really, really long?
the teacher was definitely hungover. Because whenever you're given, like, you're like, right, everyone put heads
It's not
up,
because you
hands.
look like a potato. Is it something more elaborate than
No,
you look like
what
a
am I?
potato?
A rooster? A Jersey Royale? I don't know.
McDonald's fries.
But we had to write letters of thanks and gratitude to the dinner ladies because he couldn't think of anything else for us to do. So I basically went there. Like, dear dinner ladies, thank you so much for all that you do for us. But I critiqued their potatoes. I was like, I don't really like
You
your
don't know how to
spuds.
drain
Did you
spuds.
write
I said I don't like your spuds.
Aw.
And then everyone laughed and I started crying because I was embarrassed. Because it was like 7 or 8. I didn't know what the fuck. I was like, why are people laughing at me? So then I got called Spud. But then in secondary school, I got
Spud
called.
you like?
But then in secondary school, I was called Giuseppe.
Giuseppe.
Because whenever the film In the Name of the Father came out, and everyone found out that Jerry Conlon, the real person who the film's about, is like a cousin of my dad's or something like that. There's like a family connection there. Well, he couldn't call me Jerry because there was loads of Jerrys, so everyone called me Giuseppe.
I thought it was because you look like a cunt off a magic roundabout. Wasn't he called Giuseppe?
I've just remembered another nickname actually. These are all in the recent few weeks. Another.
There's a lot that's happened to
You're
you.
just hanging around
I'm
school.
telling you, dudes, a lot goes on in my life. The other week there, another old man called me Roadhog.
Roadhog. Please, if we're gonna spit in that direction, I'm fucking living on the edge here as it is. Roadhog. You swallow there. As the bishop said to the altar boy, would you hurry up and swallow that?
Oh my god.
Fucking Roadhog.
Roadhog. So I didn't think that would go down so well.
I know. I thought that was just standard. That's straight out of the 80s. That is the 80s driving Hamburg. Roadhog.
Yeah, well, and he was going. He goes, that was you. Your hair flying out the back of your helmet on that motorbike of yours. You're Roadhog, yeah. And I was like, just walked into the bar. Just being like, this is being
I was
thrown
gonna
at
say
me.
you were standing in Tesco's and you weren't even on a motorbike and you're going, the fuck road am I hogging here?
Oh no.
Taking up all the room next to the
No,
beans.
roadhog as in the motorbike is a hog.
Mental.
Yeah.
No, I only asked about the nicknames thing because in the last 2 weeks I have been sent this video about 1,000 times of these Aussie guys who are like the radio show and they talk about nicknames, but the presenter on the show is the spitting image. He's a double of me.
He's got a better skincare routine because he's
Definitely.
very, very Botox
But
probably.
the beard, the colouring, everyone's like, Mick, is that you?
When you order Mick from Wish,
You know, he is.
definitely does look.
But
But
that was
it's you have to double take.
It is like it's even the first time I saw it, I had been sent the video and I woke up and I looked at my phone. It was the first thing I saw, and even I had to go.
It's like when I first time I saw Ming the Merciless and Flash Gordon. I was like, is that me? You
That's
see Ming the
wild.
Merciless?
No, so nicknames on that are amazing. Like there was a guy who was called Uncle Ben's because he had a cyst removed from his ball sack. There was a boil in the bag, like Uncle Ben's roots.
No.
And and then
I don't even. Does Uncle Ben's do foil in the bag?
Well, they're more of a microwave thing, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they are, like,
I know.
but it was stupid.
Your nickname is shite. You picked it apart. Well done. Next one.
And he was so then there's another one. I worked with this guy for a year, and I thought his name was Keith, but his name was actually Keith. He had an eye missing. Shit like that there. And then the best one was I used to work with this guy who'd one leg shorter than the other. It caused his head to ball from side to side, so they called him Sniper.
I would have just called him Bob. He also had a shit haircut.
Yeah. So, but I have at least twice a day I get tagged in this video. It's gone viral. So yeah.
Probably just from you sharing it.
And what's
Not me.
What's this guy's name that you looked at?
Rick Conlon.
I can't remember his actual
Schmick-
name. I
Conlon.
found the show on Instagram and I gave him a follow. I was like, because surely like he needs to know that I exist.
Yeah. Maybe you could like swap lives
lives,
for
yeah.
a wee while.
Fuck. Don't have the thought.
Wonder if we can play the violin.
Because I fucking can't. Certainly can't.
Give him all your pedals and you just move to
Imagine
Australia.
he was just like really class and playing the violin.
Yeah.
Violin,
would-
like.
Your podcast is better than ours, so I'd be like happy days.
Anyway,
Nicknames, there you go.
swear to God,
You know,
I didn't
after I
expect
said Roadhog, when you started speaking again, I looked down and literally your cheeks were completely wet with tears.
that. Yeah.
No, because he spat the water up himself. Here.
No, I cry when I laugh really uncontrollably. I do just start to gurn.
I have this weird thing with laughing where I can't laugh out loud too much. I have this, like, I crush my laugh. I go,
Why?
I have no idea. I think it was like, I'd done it a couple of times. Like, I was in situations where I couldn't have laughed out loud, and then
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
sort of stuck with me for ever since. So my family always make fun of me going,
Here, what was it that made us laugh uncontrollably one day on a podcast? Was it the
"Your ma eating coconuts?
Oh, was that what it was?
Eating coconut shampoo."
No, right, okay. So here's the story. I was trying to get my dad be healthier and stuff like that. There.
I'm not clipping this again.
No,
if you're
no.
telling the story,
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
clipping it again.
quickly. But she found this recipe online for this thing. It was a smoothie that you put coconut water in. And I was like, I don't think you'll like that. And to be honest, I wouldn't like it because I don't like coconut water. I get bogging. She says, yeah, I don't like coconut either. And I'm thinking, I don't recall in my life ever seeing you have any kind of coconut in any way. Because like actual legit coconut is rotten. And I was like, it's not like a Bounty. It's not like that. It's not that kind of coconut. And she was like, no, like coconut shampoo.
We were like,
I was like, what are you eating? Fucking palm olive.
and that set us off.
That
for
set
about
us off
25 minutes.
because do you know the type of like when you use coconut in, like cooking?
Yeah.
Do you know what that's called?
Desiccated.
There
Yeah,
she gets it in one.
Because we were called it like defecated and defecated.
I don't even think that's the right
Yeah.
word. But
Oh, it is
something like that.
desiccated. Desiccated
Yeah,
coconut.
but I called it desecrated,
Desiccated.
and then it went to defecated, and then but I couldn't figure the fucking word out, and then we just ended up.
Like, but I think they were laughing at the fact that we were laughing at something
Yeah.
so fucking stupid. But anyway, you've been to Australia.
Oh, we should probably talk about
yeah,
stuff.
Well, I've actually drank coconut out of a coconut before, and
fucking swish.
it was pretty nice.
What a flex that is.
On a beach.
Where?
Drain some nuts on a beach.
Roadhog strikes again.
Yeah, I drank out of a coconut on a beach in Cambodia.
All right, there you go. What type were they? The green coconuts or the hairy coconuts?
Yeah.
Do you know there's two different coconuts?
Yeah. It was the green one.
The green ones. There you go. Because remember I was saying to you, what's the difference? Like, where do you get coconut milk from and coconut water? Because surely it's not like you skim the top off and then you get down to the milk underneath. There's like one or the
No.
other. Coconut milk's where you blend all the flesh up, isn't it? So
It's
yeah,
a different odor.
it's a different udder.
But it really is like it's an acquired taste.
Oh, it's fucking
coconut
stinking.
water.
Do you ever get like the coconut water and it's like full of jelly and you're drinking it out of there and it's like or fucking something Vita and it's like
What, aloe vera?
no, not aloe vera, although that is fucking stinking as well. It is bug. I got it out of Home Bargains before. I was like, I've never had an aloe vera refreshing drink. And then I was like, and then afterwards I was like, I've still not had an aloe vera refreshing drink. It's just like somebody went to make jelly with like leaves from the garden and it didn't set.
So
That's what it
weird.
fucking reminds me of. It's like,
My first ever like coconut water experience, we were playing the main stage at Sunflower Fest, and when you get there, whoever's running backstage, how do I call it backstage? It's a fucking field, but like, the green room's in there. Help yourselves to anything that's in the fridge, and I was like, "Yo, I'll eat this." There'd be beer and everything. I got in, there was a fridge full of fucking coconut water,
What?
and I was miffed.
rock and roll.
Miffed.
There was only lines of cat racked up and you were like, this just won't do.
And I had been on a stag do the night before, so I was suffering. So I was like, I need a Carlsberg or some kind of shitty beers to take the edge off me, and it was coconut water.
Coconut water probably would have done you better, like
No.
like in the grand scheme of things, like.
No, I would have broke my ring.
I drank this thing is it in Vietnam? It's called Ngoc Mia. And I thought the whole time when I was there, I thought that this drink was made of like bamboo or something. I don't know why I thought this. So I was like firing this Ngoc Mia into me the whole trip, for 2 months. And it was only until I got home and I was researching Ngoc Mia, fucking sugarcane juice.
Oh, lovely.
I would
And
like that.
it was lovely, but like I drank a lot of it.
Diabetes.
Thinking that it was really good for me.
Knock me sideways.
That's basically rum you drank then, because that's what rum is, sugarcane.
Is it?
Oh, it's got booze and stuff in it, but it's basically sugarcane, yeah.
As I
Things
say,
like
you can't drink rum raw or straight for too much because it pulls the teeth out of your head.
Yeah,
like.
yeah, exactly.
It's like proper.
Oh, that's why the pirates have no teeth.
There we go. The fuck are you?
There we go. Yes.
Unbelievable.
I'm waiting for the
We
fucking
learned
the magic
today.
school bus to turn up now. I've just learned something.
That's it. That's all we need to do today, really. That's
Got the teeth
everything
in it. There you
figured
go. That
out.
makes sense. I wonder if any of their legs fall off as well.
Yeah,
They've
probably.
only got one leg. Well, it'll probably be gout.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Gout and vitamin C deficiency. There you go.
Hmm.
Not vitamin D deficiency, because you're always out and about.
I thought you meant because they're all dicking each other because they're all locked on a boat with each other for months on end.
Would that happen?
I'd say
Lose
Long
them.
John showed his silver to a few people. Like
Yeah, I would say so too.
Blackbeard, he didn't have any hair in his face. He had a big old merkin.
Between not having anyone besides each other and also everyone trying to find the treasure, that's a kind of a strange friction going on between the relationships.
Maybe the treasure was a euphemism. There was not the buried
Yeah.
treasure because
It
you had
was
to
the
you had
male
to dig
G-spot,
for it.
yeah.
You had to dig for it. X marks the spot.
Do you know what? I've been
It's
really,
all fucking slotting together here like a Lego brick.
I'm used to that. I'm used to that face. Amy is not, and I just clocked you, and the fucking horror.
Bite the bottom now.
But I'm kidding you.
my
Actually, I remember the first time he figured out how to use like video editing software, and he's like, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a video of me bucking myself."
I really want to do it, but I think I have it worked out that I would do it in such a way, but I think it would fucking traumatize people if I did it. So it's basically I'm gonna set the camera up in like a fixed position, and then I'll go over to one side of the room. No, I'll put like a sheet down the middle,
Yeah.
or like a line, just like a little neutral zone, and I'll bend over and whack my cacks in and be like, oh yeah, and then I'll go and then so I'll stop that, and then I'll record the second bit, camera in the same position, sheet in the same position, with me on the other side going, oh yeah, and then I'll like splice the two together, and then be like, is this incest or masturbation?
He's going to single-handedly change the adult entertainment industry.
Is this gonna go on your personal page or the String Ninjas page?
I think it's gonna go on fucking motherless.com.
That's Pornhub premium content.
I know there's no. It'll probably go on my fucking gravestone. That's it. But when I die, I want you to just put. By the time I die, which could be 5 minutes from now or like in 30 years from now, I'm pretty sure they'll have like TVs built into the headstones. So it's like just put that on. All the winos drinking in the city cemetery be fucking tripping balls. That guy's fucking himself. There's other ones I want to do. There was sending a dick pic before the internet, where you'd have to get like a disposable camera and sit and take pictures of your dick, and then you'd have to go and wait outside Boots for them to be developed, and then you'd get them, and then they'd be like you and all your mates, and they'll all be looking through them, and then somebody like, that's the one, you know, like, that's the one you said. Look at the veins and all
and
that.
then you have to post it.
And then you have to post it to
my
and then just at the end, it's just gonna be a woman screaming, and then me going in handcuffs to jail. But that's I always come up with shit like that all the time. Weird
You
skits.
must have these mad scenarios playing in your head all the time.
There's two that I
have
did
no
because
idea.
I did English lit in school.
You have no idea either. You probably don't know the half of the scenarios that
it's
goes
just-
on.
No, it's just the sound in my head all the
Same
time.
with the magic
But
roundabout's just going on around my head.
I
right
did
now.
I did English lit and in school, and I just spent the whole time in English lit just writing skits and shit and all this here for stuff. And one of the ones was like I did an advert for fajitas and an advert for Bounty, you know, like the toilet roll, not the kitchen roll. So basically the fajita advert was like, you know, like Cuba, and it was all Fidel Castro, and he's sitting with a cigar, and the advisors coming like, you know, El Presidente, the Americans, they have infiltrated, and made it really, really bad, and, you know, they've taken this, and the people, they're revolting against you, what will we do? And then he goes like, send in the fajitas, and then it was the old El Paso theme tune, and everybody dancing in the street, fucking fajitas, and I was like, that would be my ad for fucking thing.
Have you never been on Dragon's Den?
You know,
I know that would be a good advert.
the Bounty one was basically, you know, like an oil spill and all these fucking animals dying in the oil spill, and like this guy in a boat just goes out with a load of Bounty and fucks it into the sea. It just soaks up all the oil, and that's it done. That's the one sheet does plenty. So yeah. What are you pointing at?
It's all good, alright?
The fuck, don't fucking scare me like that.
No, just because it hadn't moved in a while.
Yeah, because it's really, really small.
Oh, you've...
This one's small, that one's far away.
Alright, Dougal.
Don't be doing that shit to me, shit there it is,
Sorry,
you can
man.
see.
So you were talking about making a video of you bucking yourself. Have you ever heard of the artist? Let's get back to that subject. for a second.
I just have so many questions.
I was trying to move on away from that, but no.
Have
that's
you
not-
ever heard of the artist from Ireland called Miles Manley?
No.
I have.
Miles Manley. That's very good.
I would highly recommend this artist. He's actually a really good musician, but he's got a song called "I'm in Love with Myself," and the music video is like him and also him in the bath, like kissing himself. So just maybe you should draw some inspiration from his
Yeah,
video.
that's I'm gonna be developing that idea a bit further.
Yeah.
I love that he's in the bath. There's bubbles and
Yeah.
champagne.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly it. Yeah.
But yeah, so
That's great.
But it was more, so to be honest, it was more to try. I was trying to think of ideas to like, how can I like up my like editing skills, like, you know, stuff like that. And it was like mirror image, and then I was like, fuck, that would be strange as fuck to see that. And I was like, how would you actually go about doing that? And then I've done it, and like I've got it in my head, but I'm sitting going to myself, dare I do it? Because I've also got my iPhone, which is now 4K, 60 frames a second.
This is the thing.
So
nowadays.
it's all
like,
it's all possible to do it, but it's like, what platform would you release that on? Would you put that on Instagram? It would be instantly, because there's nothing actually happening.
that's a TikTok video.
That's a TikTok.
That's definitely. I'm not even on TikTok, and I know that's a TikTok video.
That'll shut TikTok down.
Yeah.
Reddit.
Dick Doc. That's what I'm called. The Dick Doc. Dick Doc. But yeah, it's like,
I'm really sorry if you
I
thought
can't-
this was ever going to
and the
launch
thing
your
is-
career to new levels.
Oh no, it's okay. Sure, this is 2.0. I knew what I was walking into.
Dick Doc videos.
Anyway.
But yeah, and then that's it. Like, it's so strange because like, you think like whenever I was on the weed and all, I'd have all sorts of mad shit going on, but no, I was more docile. Whereas now my mind is way more active, but like more annoying. But because I used to be like far cooler on the weed, I would just slouch back going, yeah, whatever.
But really,
Where
it was like scribbles in your head. Lots of scribbles.
Just like The Simpsons, you know, where like Marge is talking to him and it's just scene missing, you know, in his head with the video. He just can't remember what the fuck's going on. That should be me. Whereas now it's the other way about. Smile a minute. But anyway, Mick, talk about yourself for a while. Have you come up with any ideas? You're gonna like finger your own asshole or something?
Not today, no.
That's just the kebab sauce incident.
What?
You always clean your hands before you do that.
All right.
Burn the ring yourself.
All right.
But yeah, so yeah, you used,
Never
you used to
done that?
smuggle Toblerones for the mafia out of Switzerland, didn't you?
I want to hear the story again.
I don't, wait, what story is that one?
That's when you were, because remember you were saying about you were dancing about naked in the car park of Lidl,
No, I
of
never
Aldi.
said that, no. that never happened.
No. So yeah,
Okay, let's say that it did. Hypothetically,
Okay.
how might that
would
go?
you sneak them in the box or would you take them out of the box? Because obviously they'd melt.
Theoretically, yes. Let's say I was dancing naked in a car park in Switzerland, which may or may not have happened.
All these Aldi shoppers go, what the fuck's going on?
But I don't know where the smuggling Toblerones came from.
Because you're in Switzerland and they have loads of Toblerones.
But I never smuggled any.
Oxy.
I can't cope today.
Oh my god.
I think we should have put a nappy on you.
Or a helmet. Or a nappy on a helmet. That would be good.
Fucking Officer Doofy reporting for duty. Don't you be bringing the Hoover to your bedroom today?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But you know what you were joking about the Toblerones? Because you were dancing naked and then you were like, here, I need to get these Toblerones through customs. So you were like, here, I'll smuggle them.
I don't know. Did I tell you that I smuggled Toblerones? No.
No. It was one of those ones where it was like part of just the broader conversation.
Okay.
It was just worked in there,
Yeah.
much like the Toblerone.
Yeah.
It was just worked in there.
Oh no.
Fuck's sake.
Why
But
did you
yeah.
come back?
I'd say.
Why did I go back?
You've only yourself to blame.
Here. You just imagine you're like up in North Belfast, so you're looking at Toblerones. I can get you 20. I can get you 20 small ones on a trip, or 2 big ones.
What's the point of small Toblerone? Give me the big one.
No, see the big one. You have to break it. Like the small Toblerone is just like it's one confection in itself. Whereas the big Toblerone, because they're so big chunks, you'd have like you break one off, and that would be considered one segment, one confection. So you would get many portions, is what I'm saying, out of the big one. But the small one, it's self.
I think I could count on one hand how many times I've eaten Toblerone. But you seem to be a Toblerone connoisseur at this point. Like, do you eat Toblerone?
I get mine imported. I know a guy. He's next to. Yeah, just let's just say he's a very roomy backpack.
Oh, my head is fucking pounding here. Stop it.
If only when you were laughing at your man, the coconuts you were hungover as well. Which seems to be a running theme here. You'll laugh at shape when you had a few pints.
Yeah, I actually get like that too. I think some of my best days of my life so far have been hangover days.
Like,
And I genuinely do mean that.
Do you know
there
why?
are some days you're so present in the moment sometimes.
see.
Because you're
hanging.
fucking holding your arsehole in.
Yeah.
And you're like, if I make one wrong move today.
Dean Martin used to say, he says, I feel sorry for people who don't drink. Because when you wake up in the morning, that's as good as you're going to feel all day. And I think that's a great way to live.
Oh, because
Because when you wake up hanging, you can only, it's like D-Ream, things can only get better.
fuck no, they get way worse for me.
Do they?
Like when you wake up, like that point of before you're woken up, that's the best you're ever gonna feel. Because then after that, you feel it.
Yeah.
And you've been asleep all day.
When
all
I
night.
wake up with a hangover, I make sure that I plan some extravagant adventure.
Oh, fuck.
So,
Venture into the toilet.
like
Usually
the other
means
day, I
having
was
one.
hungover, and me and my brother and his girlfriend, we went on an adventure to Fermanagh, and it doesn't sound that extravagant, like, but
It's for man, like.
well, I used to live in Fermanagh years ago, so it was a nice little nostalgic experience. And I went and got my wetsuit out and ended up on some random boys jet ski and all around Lough Erne and like swimming in the loch and all. And that was a hangover day, you know. Brilliant.
Fuck here, I just put me, just take everything that you did, put me in that scenario. Mate, I just ended up in some random boy's jet ski. He's like kicking me off.
Yeah.
Fuck off my jet ski.
I think we have different approaches to hangovers. Mine is get a Subway, a big bottle of Lucozade, and then watch Friends bloopers on YouTube. That's it. Like, I have to
Sometimes
eat and just vegetate.
No, I tend to weep because my hangovers.
Completely different.
Yeah, no,
Is
my
that before or after you
no,
wank?
no, you can't wank with these hangovers. No. Even the thought of it fucking pulls your with every tug. It feels like your brain's moving down into your body. No. Because when I get a hangover, when I did get a hangover. My hangovers were fucking legendary. I cried one time on the sofa because I was in so much pain. I was like, what did I fucking... Oh, yeah, I remember. What did I do to deserve this?
Was that the night you drank Gordon Street?
I drank the whole bar, quite literally. It's like, you don't get paid in cash from gigs and go to a bar because we got paid £150 each for a gig and I only went out for a Pepsi. and I swear to fuck, that's Pepsi, literally what happened.
A Diet Pepsi.
Diet Pepsi. It was a pint of Diet Pepsi. And then I remember at one stage going to the bar and ordering a gin, a beer, and a tequila just for me. And I must have done that about 4 or 5 times. And it was horrendous. And I remember waking up from that there and just being like weeping. But here's the other thing. Then you have the funny ones where like you've been out drinking and then you've pissed in the corner of the room and you didn't even realise because apparently
that's funny.
No,
it was funny the next morning.
Been there before.
There was one time. Fuck, I remember. Oh Jesus, me and Finn went out and we went out. She was pregnant with Finn at the time. And we went out to watch. It was Leslie Nielsen night in the Black Box. So they were showing Police Squad and 2 episodes. It was The Naked Gun and 2 episodes from Police Squad. And I love Leslie Nielsen, so I was like, we'll go down. And I had a few pints. And then my mate Frank, who I'm never allowed to drink with again, messaged me and was like, oh, we're up in the Chelsea, up in fucking the Antrim Road, isn't that where it is?
Lisburn Road.
Not the Chelsea, the other one. Chester, that's what it is. Is that the Antrim Road, isn't it? Or is that somewhere up there? I don't know. But anyway, so I went up, Frida went home and I went up. So I fucking got loads of drinks and had fun and was in good spirits and fucking didn't feel like I was going to boke. Everything was up there.
I love how you're lining up your defence here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. This is the first time it happened and I don't know how to fucking happen. But then, so I get home and I remember Fernando like talking to me going, how was your night? And I was like, oh great, and blah blah blah. And I had a cheese and ham toastie and a cup of tea and I went to bed. I wake up on the sofa and Fernando's looking at me and I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? And her face turned from being like super angry to laughing her ass off at me. And I was like, how the fuck did I get on the sofa? And she's like, do you not remember what you did last night? So apparently she woke up in the middle of the night and I was in the corner like hiding behind the curtains pissing. Thinking I was in the toilet, and then I had to then I was just as I started trying to pull the curtains down, thinking it was the light, and she was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" and all this here. So apparently I was still going as she was moving me.
Oh no!
And then she goes to me, "You were telling me, you were saying to me, how dare you clean up my piss?" The guy's telling me, "How dare you clean up my piss?" And then I was like, I can't remember any of this. I was like, she was like, no. She's like, you're so lucky.
It's the fact that you've got memory from when you got home.
Yeah, it was all just super wholesome. You know what I mean? And then after that, it was
super wholesome. Went from super wholesome to no wholesome at all.
If anybody had a bit of that would have been the weirdest fucking you being framed.
Yeah.
If somebody had been knocking about with a camera, fuck me.
That would have been worth the 250 quid, mate.
It was 250 per mil.
That's bad.
But yeah, so I mean, you do music.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so I do. Yeah.
Because that's primarily the reason we got you on.
I drink alcohol in my life. No. I also do other
You also do other things. I don't a jet ski and drink. That's about it.
Yeah.
Like ab fab, fucking Eddie. Just get drunk and go and do something.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like been the last few months anyway. Just painting. Writing a few songs here and there.
But you worked in, as you're saying, you worked in Sainsbury's. My Sainsbury's has a really good off-license section. Like it's got a lot of variety, a lot of selection.
Except when I was working in Sainsbury's, I was working at a strange time in the night.
It just sounds so,
I don't know why that
was
came
a
out
strange time.
It was a strange time in the night. So when I finished my shift, we weren't actually allowed to buy any alcohol because of the time of the day it was.
Christ.
Oh, shit.
So I mean, Yeah, it was a
You
green
never
alcohol
thought to call
section.
back in
but
with your staff discount, no?
oh no, I did. Like,
I just went in. I just went to sleep and woke up and went in a 2. Got a few
the
bottles.
best staff discount in there. I don't know if you drink red wine or
Oh,
have
yes.
ever. I quite like a wee bottle of red wine, and especially a bottle of Faustino Rioja.
Here.
And I got a wee deal on. Actually, it wasn't even in Sainsbury's. It was in my Asda home delivery.
Oh, sleeping with the enemy.
And, sleep with the enemy, exactly. And I got 2 bottles of Faustino for a tenner,
Jesus Christ, that's good.
£5 each.
Sorted.
Like,
One
I
for each
must-
hand.
I must really appreciate this discounted
Aye.
wine
lovely-
sitting on a podcast telling everybody about my 2 bottles.
So yeah, I've done music or whatever. But if you're in Asda, tour in Australia. But whatever, if you're in Asda,
This podcast is brought to you by moneysupermarket.com.
compare the meerkat.com.
That is a nice wine, though. I do enjoy that one. My off license does it, but it's never less than like £9.
Yeah, exactly.
Always.
Faustino, I wouldn't even know.
It's
But
the Spanish one. It's a Rioja, but it's the one. Where
is that the one with the net on it?
No, it would have like a gentleman with like one of those pencil goatees and
The devil.
like a hat
Okay,
of some kind.
I'll keep an eye out
You know what
for
I'm
it.
talking about. You know what Help
I
me.
don't know
I'm fucking
why.
sinking here, Amy.
Thing is,
Come on.
I'm gonna
See
be.
when I'm looking at Mick and you're like pretending to be the man in the bottle. I'm just imagining you like inside the label of the bottle, like you're that person.
Yeah, you think I'm fucking mental?
Oh dear. It's got what is it? Is it a yellow label?
Yes.
They're all yellow labels. Like every
Well,
wine
there's
has
a
yellow.
there's a range.
But isn't it Rioja is one of the few wines that you can have cold? Spain.
reds,
There's
well, yeah.
Spain. Well, whites obviously. They fucking, but I meant reds.
No, but basically, I produced anything produced in those sort of countries, but like Rioja, Pinot Noirs, Beaujolais.
Because when I worked in the restaurant, they had obviously all the reds not there, but you had one specific Rioja bottle in the fridge
Yeah.
for if anybody came in and wanted it, because it's so
Yeah.
hot out there. That's the way they would drink it. So
No,
It's so hot out
so
there.
hot, so hot right now.
that's the thing. When you go to Spain, you try and get a pint. It's really hard because they all drink half pints.
Drinking a pint of wine. Fuck me.
No, pint of beer.
Just see you lying in Castle Street. A pint of wine.
No, because they all drink like
I'm a classy bird.
it gets warm too quickly, so they only drink small.
We
Oh
small
yes,
ones.
So actually,
that's
trying
right.
to get a proper
yeah.
pint is quite difficult.
Yeah. I can hold my water.
I did not see this podcast going in this direction.
I know. Well,
I
the thing
know
is,
that
I
was.
think it's because we fucking spoke about everything last
Yeah.
time, musically and all that sort of shit. Like, whereas now we're just like, fuck it, we'll have wine.
We did try to
Anybody done
recreate
heroin?
one. We did a podcast once where it didn't record at all, and then we tried to do it again, and it's just
I know that happened because
What tried to like recreate the
we
whole
basically
thing?
tried
Yeah.
to remember what we
script it
said.
and be like, here, what did you say there? Fucking whatever.
Because you told us
Yeah.
loads of exciting stuff, like about festivals that you're going to do, your search for a band member that you've now completed.
Yes, I'll not disclose who it is yet,
Nah.
just in case.
100 XP for you. That seems
Thank
like
you
a
very
conquest.
much.
Your wee Xbox notification comes up. You've got.
You know what though? I'm actually kind of bricking it to get back to gigging, and I don't know why.
like, Brett, you want to do it, or
No,
you
no,
just like once you do it,
No,
you're like,
I'm a bit nervous. I'm a wee bit nervous. Like I'm excited to get back on stage again, but it's like everyone's gonna come back to gigs and out in the public, and everyone's gonna be different people. It's been like 2 years, nearly. Well, a year and a half.
I think you'll be all right though, especially like the type of gigs that you do.
yeah, you're on a stage away from people.
Yeah,
most of
but
the
you're
time.
also it's like the festival atmosphere is so different to anything else. Like people are specifically there, like probably to see you.
Go to the
or a lot of
pub
other
to
people.
drink and maybe hear some music,
Aye.
whereas they're going to go to a festival to hear some music and probably maybe drink.
Yeah.
So it's a different ball
We
game.
show up and they're like, "Why the fuck are you in my way?" Like, well,
Oh
We're getting paid to
no!
Because they usually put us in the most random places, like where would be good for you, and you're like, well, that little empty space over there, isn't it? It's not. Oh no, stand next to the bar, would you? It's like, the fuck.
Aye, so I'd be nervous about that. But then I think everybody's got that. I noticed that I went to a comedy show last night and the comedians came out with like books with notes because they've been working. So instead, it was advertised as like a workshop gig, but even they were like saying something and like there'd be like a wee line through. But even like the crowd was a wee bit sort of. Do we laugh? Do we?
Yeah, a wee bit
There was a wee
apprehensive,
bit,
yeah.
but
We're all
then
laughing
after a
like
while, but then there was a table of women next to me who wouldn't shut the fuck up, and I was like, "You get out the fuck!
What, as
Why
in
is
talking
here?"
to each other?
Yeah, having a conversation. It wasn't like one's going, you want to get it? It's like if they were having like, what are we getting a drink? Fair enough. But like full on.
Dave broke up with me again.
Dave Elliott was doing a 20-minute fucking routine. And for about 15 minutes, they didn't shut the fuck up. And
I
Dave was very
know,
funny.
that's just as bad in a wee intimate gig or something and people are chatting away.
I always hate when you're in the cinema and you're trying to record the thing and people keep telling you to stop doing it, kicking up and walking through it. And all
But
that.
you know what? On the other hand, we always need to take into consideration what's going on in their lives. You know, maybe something really big has just happened on the spot and that's why they're all excited about it, you know?
See, that's
It's like, nah.
No, like get up and leave then.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Sorry.
simple as that.
Or they could just finish their drinks and
My tolerance for people is so low. It really is. Like, I fucking hate people. I just do my head. People are overrated.
You can't but they are. No, they are.
I talk to the ones I want to talk to.
Well, just think.
all of a sudden I feel very privileged.
You know, that's all. You're lucky to
should
be
be.
here, but don't stay longer than an hour. Like, if you can make your way out, that would be good.
I actually really enjoyed when we did this the first time round. The best bit was when we stopped recording and for 4 hours we sat and talked.
I know.
I was like, now that if we could have just recorded that as well. But you know,
They could just go on indefinitely though. There's cameras only got so much battery. Like.
but that was good. It was good.
And Gavin
chatting.
sat there making dance tunes.
Making
on-
beats that I
Making
deleted
beats.
straight away.
Me and Mick were just chatting away and Gavin's like making beats.
Wait, the bass is gonna drop in. Giving it a race in the corner here.
I didn't know you could be a smick. That's fucking.
Funny, see when I did tech and I came in.
Did tech.
I did tech. I did it. Clocked it, mate. I didn't. I got like most games I play on the Xbox. I got 75% of the way through and realized it wasn't worth the effort.
I only got 30% of the way through, so.
No, I did really well my first year, and because I was doing music tech, and I got to about halfway through the second year and was just like, oh, this is so fucking boring. You can't sit, like, see when it comes to coursework, if you're sitting in front of a computer, you're just like, I need a wank. Because it's like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, usually when I'm in front of a computer, these are the sort of interactions. Word processing documents never opened. Do you know what I mean? But I was like, I can't do I can't do the fucking the typing. My hands are cramped. I can't do them. So I just can't. But I was like, what? But yeah.
Fucking hands are cramped.
Gonna cramp my finger. Can't be doing that. But yeah, no, I just couldn't get through it, and then I forgot what the point of this was.
Couldn't get through tech or the wank.
When the webcam turned on and I saw something. People saw it. But yeah, no, what were we talking about before?
And that's when I became self-employed.
Funny, that's a skit. Mitchell and Webb do a skit about that where they're like at a garden party and it's like the wives, there's like the couple and the wife, and then the husband's off doing something and the wife's talking to the couple and she's like, oh yeah, like Stephen just became self-employed and all that there, and they're all like, yeah, we understand how hard it is and all, when you first become getting out there and all that there, and she's like, yeah, sure, you should have a word with him about like techniques and all, and he comes over. He's like, oh, you know, I'm Stephen. He says, so your wife was saying about you becoming self-employed and working from home? He's like, yeah. He says, yeah, all the wanking. he's like, what? He goes, for like 3 weeks, you just can't stop wanking. Your mom's like, who's telling you that? But it's like an actual thing where just because you're in the house all day by yourself, you're like, fucking friends, rerun lunch, wank. Yeah. But yeah, but I can't remember what that had to do with me completing tech.
No, me neither.
So where did you take the plunge and go full like Sorry, didn't mean like that. No, like the music.
I would say when I was 17, I became
Serious?
self-employed. Yeah, like I was gigging in pubs from when I was about 16. And then when I was 16, I was working in like Poundland and CEX and a wee cafe.
The sex shop.
Sex shop, exactly.
They knew what they were doing when they named that fucking shop.
I know, they did. And you know what? I just pretended to know stuff about all these games and all. You know, just wore my black leather jacket and kind of fit it in. Okay.
That one's for the Nintendo, Xbox.
Yeah, the Nintendo Xbox.
It's the Y box.
Blow in it, it'll be fine.
PS12, aye.
But then I was gigging in pubs since I was 16, I think, and then at 17, then still gigging in pubs, and that was just my job then. But in between that, then I took a notion to go and study travel and tourism because I thought that I wanted to be an air hostess
Oh, Jesus.
at some point.
Oh.
And I was only doing that for like 2 months and went, actually, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Left that, carried on playing gigs, and then went back and studied music performance for like 3 months. And then that's when I got my band and started gigging and stuff.
I tend to find with the music courses, you learn so much more out of them.
Yeah.
I think because they have to teach you in a certain way. Like I remember the first time my mate David was explaining to me what a compressor was, and I was like, I haven't got a clue. I've been learning about this shit for weeks now, and it's like I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And he was like, yeah, I can pretty much tell you what it is now. And he's like, just say this is the bit here, and you don't want it to go above that. Well, a limiter just cuts everything off, and you lose it. Says the compressor just goes like, nope, stay down. And then it doesn't cut as much off. And I was like, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, so that's basically it. I was like,
What's it like doing a music performance, like degree or type of thing when you've been doing? Because like whenever I studied, like did all my violin grades and everything I got there all the way through, but I didn't like learn to do something and then go and study it.
Yeah.
That sounds like that's what you did.
Yeah,
You-
a little bit. Like I wasn't like majorly experienced in playing music before.
But you've been in front
studying
of an
it.
audience, like you've been in
Yeah.
front of people. You'd already like got some kind of a
Okay,
craft.
I suppose that's why I was studying it, but knowing that I can just leave and go and make money doing it,
Yeah.
that was like, it was quite a bizarre thing in my head, like why am I actually here? But I tell you what, now I really wish that I listened more to music theory because I haven't got any
I would love to go back
notion.
now and do so. Like, I think it's the cruel irony of education
Yeah.
is that whenever you're fucking doing your education, you want to be doing anything other than it.
Yeah.
And they're not even teaching you shit that you can fucking apply in the real world. But like when you get older, like when you're like 25 and older, you're sure going to yourself, fuck, I'd love to go back and learn something more about it. I don't know, but you can't because you've no fucking time. So it's like they've got the whole thing back. They should work you from you're about 5 till you're like 25, and then they send you to school after that. And that's
It's weird. Like music theory is a weird one because I studied it for years and then he didn't, but yet he still had a level of musicianship. And then I was like, hold on, I was like, how did you get to there, but you didn't do that? I was always told you had to do that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's weird, like how then, so whenever we get together and try and compose together, his understanding of the principles of music.
it'd be great if I knew some of the words. Like,
Me
know,
too.
If I was like, I want you to do a glissando. Is that a word?
Glissando.
Glissando. I want you to do a
Glissando, like on a
glissando.
piano,
From,
you go, like
yeah.
glissando.
So glissando or tertiary or whatever the word is. But that would be so much handier because whenever I'm talking to him, I was like, it's like that.
Yeah.
Like, he's looking at me going,
It does make sense, these people having words for these
Yeah.
specific things, doesn't it?
Can you play that? Can you play that? What's the word? Louder?
Yeah.
Louder?
Especially when it comes to like harmony and things like that there, and I try and explain like how cadences work and what have you. And even
Cadence is a name for Millies. That's Cadence.
legit.
Well, yeah, I've definitely met somebody called Cadence
All right.
in my life. It does sound like a name. It sounds like something like the Desperate Housewives or the Real Housewives, not the Desperate Housewives.
But it's so funny someone being able to get to it. Me and him can get to the same point of understanding something, but how we get there is so different.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I still enjoy knowing it though, because I don't know a lot of stuff. Like I'm not a very clever person, but I like if I'm doing like a pub quiz or something like that, and like classical music or anything comes up, I'm like nailed it. Anything else, I've got a fucking clue.
Yeah.
Do you know what's really strange about me? I don't listen to music, which
Yeah.
is kind of strange. I listened to too much music back in the day.
Yeah.
Fucking, and
Music doubt.
I just had enough of it. Like, I enjoy
What
writing.
do you do then
I enjoy
with
writing.
yourself, Gavin?
I watch YouTube videos.
Cramping up his hands.
So I just watch YouTube videos and fucking and I like writing music, but it's so weird because I don't really. It's not like people used to go to me, "What's your favorite band?" and I would say like, "Well, Slipknot," but that's because I haven't really listened to much more bands in detail. Like, because I've listened to their like fucking 4 albums. I know they're on 5, but I haven't even bothered with that. But it's just so strange that I don't really listen to music anymore. But I enjoy writing stuff and just doing it that way.
I would say that there are more hours in the day that I would listen to music than not. Like as soon as I get up, sometimes I need to make sure that it's not actually like covering your emotions in a day, and you're putting music on, and it's just like the little pad of loveliness over everything
Your
that's going
soundtrack for
on.
the day.
The soundtrack for the day, sometimes I do have to tell myself, actually, no, let's enjoy silence, for now, for a few hours. But I don't know what I would do without listening to music,
Like, don't get me wrong, there is something, because it's weird, because I had like three real distinct phases in my listening career, my career as a listener. I did, so basically I was into death metal and really heavy music for quite a long time, and then I discovered like Andy McKay and Antoine Dufour on acoustic guitar that were doing all this mad shit, and then I listened to nothing but like acoustic music. But then I also had like 5 years of trad stuff in there, and that's been really it. Although saying that, now I'm sort of listening to more and more electronic music, more and more like new retro wave and all. But saying that, like, if I'm doing the dishes, I wouldn't stick on music. I would stick on a TV show or something like that and watch that. Do you know what I mean? And rather than fucking it'd be very, very rare.
I don't, because it's very hard to hear. I feel like I'm trying to. Well, my TV's over there. I'm new to the TV land. I didn't have a TV for the past 5 or 6 years until recently. I don't have like the TV channels, but I've got Netflix.
You've
on
got
it.
the device for it.
I've got the device. Yeah. I've only got Netflix, no BBC iPlayer or live TV. What's my TV license?
You just get a picture of a chicken up there when they come round. I'm gonna fucking chicken.
But I feel like the tap runs really loudly.
It does. It actually 100%.
It's hard to like. I would have to like rewind the series.
It's a type of noise that sort of I always have the trouble with hearing. Like if it was like if you were like talking to somebody there and he was talking to somebody nice, I couldn't focus on anything because it just like I just hear this low rumble just echoing all around me, and that's the same with the fucking tap. Because no matter, I have an Alexa, so I basically have my sink in front of me, and then I put my phone on the windowsill, and then I've got Alexa sitting there in the corner, and it's off full blast. And once you're filling up that sink, you're just like, oh, I can't hear anything. Subtitles the fuck.
Let me ask you this: are you basin people, like basin in the sink, or no basin in the sink?
I used to be a basin sinker, but not anymore. No basin. I give
Good
it a
lads.
good. I rinse out my.
You
my sink.
lose some girth with the basin.
You do. You lose a lot of depth in there, don't you?
I don't understand the basin.
Do you know what I don't understand? The fucking scouring pads on a handle that have the liquid in them. Don't understand that.
I have that.
Yeah, I don't understand because it's just
a lot of effort though to like having to keep filling it up and all.
But I know, but furry.
No, it does.
Usually furry, it does the job.
I used to live in uni with people that did this. If you'd have your washing up liquid on the sink, and you obviously put it in to sort up your water. Whenever
is that what it's for? Fucking drinking it. Coming out with green teeth and dirty dishes.
I'm barely holding it together here, right? But whenever it would get to the bottom, and you it would take ages for it to come out there, people would fill it with water. That does my head in. It's gonna get diluted in the sink.
But we dribble the water?
No, you're
a wee bit.
Nah, you're diluting something that's gonna get diluted. You've therefore nullified its fucking point of existence. Throw it in the bin and buy a new one.
No.
Or
just turn it upside
keep
down.
the bottle upside down,
Upside
and then
down,
yeah, but no.
The
people
red
have
sauce
thought,
technique, that?
Yeah.
Turn it
Yeah,
upside down,
that's
get,
right.
Get the most out of your bottle.
The hard hitting questions today. So can you teach? Do you teach?
Music.
Yeah. No fucking fairy liquid etiquette.
Well, the subject really turned fast. What do you expect me to think? I've taught a little bit of keys, and I mean the only thing that I've ever taught is keys. But I feel like I would be better at teaching guitar because it's my first instrument. But I don't know. I just feel like because I've never been to any lessons before, it's hard to structure lessons having not been to any before.
See, when I taught, I would teach concepts rather than going, right, this is A to minor and G, this, that, and this is with the notes and all. Because you do pick that up naturally over time. But like, see, like I had a couple of students and they would be playing their songs and it'd be just your standard chords. And I'd be like, but there's like 3 different ways you can play a G. You don't have to play a G the same way, but it'll give you a different sound. Do you know what I mean? So, and I would teach like how to like change things up and stuff and all. But like the best thing that I ever learnt was the inversion. you're fucking like if you're playing a D major, you flip your thumb over.
Oh, yeah.
And and it adds a real warmth to the chord, so it's not just a D major, but essentially you're playing 2 D majors because you got your F, your A, and your D, and then your A, your D, and your F. And but shit like that, like you wouldn't
That they can
normally
go away
think
and
of.
actually use.
Yeah, do you know what? And how you could do like there's one like if you do House of the Rising Sun, you can have a chromatic bass line in it. That if you played the bass line by itself, you'd be like that sounds kind of shit and doesn't fit. But if you play it with the chords, it really like you don't hear it in the same context. So like I would teach stuff like that there to people and be like, right, here's you can play an E minor here and you can play it here, but you can also play it here and you can play it there, and they give you 3 different tones. And you know what I mean? And this one here, your B's up here instead of down there, and blah blah blah. But I would never teach like what I would do is like here's a song and then here's a different way to play it. That gives you a different feel for it, the way we generally do anyway. So but that's why you don't take beginners. you take intermediates onwards.
I can't teach it all. I'm fucking awful at
You've
explaining.
taught me
Really?
lots. You've taught me.
Yeah, I can't.
lots.
I'm really bad at explaining stuff. Like I don't. It's weird. Like how shit goes on. Like we were talking like one time about how when I was at school I got accused of cheating because I wouldn't write out like in maths. I wouldn't write out my working out. I would just give you the answer. I'd tell you the answer was, and then they'd say you're cheating. Like I'm not cheating. I can't write it down. I do it in my head. It's the same with music. When I hear a piece of music, I almost like can see the stave. And I can place where the notes are. So like I have like if I'm singing something, then I can work out the interval in my head before singing the note. That kind of way. It's
That's interesting.
But I can't do it any other way. But it's just how I learned.
And did your school eventually like catch on to the fact that you actually just couldn't write it out?
Eventually, yes. With my mum was like, he's not cheating. He is. No, he's not. And then it just became.
You're cheating because you're remembering.
But I think I had no calculator, and I wasn't sitting beside. It wasn't like I was copying off someone. I was just getting like do it in front of them. I think, well, here, do this, and then I give them the answer, and then eventually they're like, right, okay, you're not cheating. You're just very smart. But look where that got me.
You're still sitting next to me, mate.
Fucking dream, bro.
I think you're doing pretty well, sitting next to Amy Montgomery.
See.
Well, here, because we're gonna have to wrap it up here.
Are we? Has it been an hour
It's been an
already?
hour, believe it or not.
Oh my goodness,
And I
that
managed
went
to-
really fast.
I managed to hit record and shit on things, so I'm happy.
Woo!
But yeah, so what are you looking forward to the most? What's happening? Because we did this the other day. I know the answer, but
What am I looking forward to the most?
in terms of your music, what's coming up for you?
Well, the first thing is Black Deer Festival. That's on the 26th of June.
You hope.
We're going to go across and camp the whole weekend, just
Nice.
because we can. And let's hope it goes ahead, fingers crossed. And after that, there's plenty more festivals and things coming up, but they're all online. You can find them on
Where can you find them?
You can find them on www.amymontgomery.me.
.me. That's right. .me. 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 Not .com. .me.
So self-indulgent.
Something. Me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But the thing that I'm actually looking forward to the most is the audiences. I'm just looking forward to being with people, sharing the vibes with people again.
I can't wait to swear at people
Getting all
again
the
when they ask me for fucking Wonderwall. Or
Getting all the free drinks. That's what you'll be, because people will
Yeah.
be buying you. You don't have to buy a fucking Bacardi and Coke ever again.
Aye.
We Bacardi.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
And the riders as well, just getting your catering.
Yeah. All the
Well, the
M&Ms
rioters.
except
I thought you said the rioters. I was like, what the fuck festivals are you playing at? Like fucking just people bursting in the
on
rat.
Capitol Hill in Washington. Where are all the insurgents?
Okay, so that's good then. So check it all out, and then you're on the old Spotify and whatnot.
Yes, Spotify and YouTube and all the rest of
All
it.
that bollocks.
You managed to monetize your YouTube yet?
I
Many followers do you have on YouTube?
couldn't even tell you. I don't know. I don't think so. It's hard to monetize on YouTube.
We've been trying.
It's 1,000. You need 1,000 subscribers, and you need like something like 4,000 hours worth of stuff, apparently, or something like that. There. So if you just like load up, like just I'll leave the camera running one day. We'll just fucking. I'll just wait till the SD card's full. I'll just load it up and just keep loading it up, and just be like background. We'll just call it like String Ninja's backgrounds, and it's just fucking bricks. Just take it to random places, leave it at a building site for a couple of hours. Just,
Well, there we go. That was
so that's that. So we'll get that fucking. Stop print. We're done.
Woo!
We're at 3.0 is being released next year.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me on. I'll be glad to know that I never have to come back and do this ever again. No.
Great. Amy Montgomery podcast is now finished.
Amy Montgomery podcast.
Short-lived.
Complete.
All new episodes of the String Ninjas podcast every Monday on all major streaming platforms, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Or subscribe to us to get early access to both the audio and the video versions of the podcast at patreon.com/String Ninjas.
The String Ninjas Podcast.